Hey everybody out there, this is the Ultimate Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta here, bringing you guys another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. Now today, I'm just going to be talking a little bit about the awesome, amazing, shiny 7-year anniversary LRs that are going to be dropping on Global in literally a week from now. I believe the 6th, possibly 7th, the anniversary will be starting, and then around like maybe the 8th or 9th, the units will be dropping, depending if they want to fast track it this time or not. But I am definitely super excited for this anniversary, but there are 2 golden shiny units here. So I kind of want to just make like a little video, just kind of talking about the units, and like kind of like a who should you summon for sort of thing, just like kind of giving a little bit of perspective. But obviously, like the probably not surprising answer, I'll probably say at the end of the video. But for now, what I'll be doing is I'll be talking about the main units. I'll also be talking about the secondary units, and I'll also be talking about their banners as well, because as we all know, the new unit itself is not what really makes the banner worth summoning for in the full term. So we're going to be doing all that. So I have the tabs pulled up here. So we're going to first go and break down the units. So now, the first thing to point out is I'll show it right here real quickly, so I'll just put them into their first forms. So when they start out for like Super Saiyan God Goku and Vegeta and Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, you probably will notice that, not probably, but most people know that their super attack stuff and their passive skill information is the exact literal same thing. It is literally the same exact thing. They both, on their 12 Kai and 18 Kai, raise attack and defense infinitely. And they both get the exact same amount of attack defense boost, same Kai boost for the same amount of turns, and all that good jazz. And then same like super effective against all types if it's 24 Kai, and then launch additional super attack with 20 or more. But the biggest difference here is when you get them to their fused, or in this case transformed state for them, so to Super Saiyan Blue Boys and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the ultimate Monke himself. Now, unfortunately, it's not loading up a picture for some reason, so sorry about that. But the biggest difference here is their super attacks do the same thing. This 12 Kai greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, and the 18 Kai massively raises attack defense for 1 turn, which, if anyone doesn't know, it's a 100% boost, so it's really, really good. And they both also disable enemy actions within once within the turn, which is a good mechanic, but it's not the best. It's not like the super like broken craziest thing ever. So there is that. But the biggest thing that's different is their passive skills. So they both get the same attack defense 177%, the Kai plus 2 per type Kai obtained. The difference here is Gogeta has a chance of performing critical hit and reduces damage received by 7% per Rainbow Kai obtained. The Blue Boys, they have a chance of performing a crit as well, but they have a chance of evading enemy attacks, including super attacks, plus 7% per Rainbow Kai obtained. So both of them up to max 35%, because we all know Rainbow Orbs do not link, so you can only get max of 5 of them. So the difference here, biggest difference, is that Gogeta has damage reduction, the Blue Boys have dodge. And then the Blue Boys is attack effective against all types when Kai 16 or more, which is very easy for them. Launches an additional super attack with Kai's 20 or more, which is kind of easy as well. And medium chance of performing a critical hit, that's just given. And then medium chance of dodging enemy attacks, that's also just given. Both of these of which are 30%, as you can see right here. The difference here with Gogeta is, instead of he's just guaranteed super effective against all types, no Kai condition, medium chance of performing a critical hit, that's still there. He has a high chance of launching an additional super attack instead of a guaranteed if he's like at 20 or more Kai. And then a high chance of evading enemy super attack and countering a tremendous power, this being a 50% chance. This is the biggest deal for me, personally, because I personally love super attack countering. It is such a like clutch thing to have, especially in really, really hard events. And frankly, to be very perfectly honest, the truth of the matter is I am not a fan of dodge. I just don't really like dodge much, to be honest, especially because it's metaphorically and figuratively and literally all at the same time a hit or miss mechanic. It's literally you either get hit or you don't get hit. And the problem is a 30% chance to dodge is not very good. even though you do have this. And the problem with this, like, 7% per Rainbow Kai Sphere, is that it does not add to the 30%. The way it basically works is, let's say you get 5 Rainbow Orbs, and then because of the passive, it's a 35% chance to dodge. If that 35% doesn't activate, then you have to bank on the 30% that's just given to activate. So that's like, I know some people have like a little confusion on that, like how the mathematics work on that. But yeah, they don't add together. That's the problem. They don't add. So you have to basically bank on a 35% chance to activate first. And if that doesn't activate, then a 30%. So there is still a decent amount of time that, unfortunately, this unit will not dodge. Like, literally, like, perfect example is LRMUI Goku. Has 70% chance to dodge, and yet there's times I've taken 3 or 4 hits in a row. So yes, I don't like dodge very much. But Gogeta has damage reduction. It's just straight damage reduction, and then he's going to have a lot of defense, so that is good, and max 35% damage reduction is a lot. And one thing, though, is that the Blue Boys, the fact that they have a guaranteed additional super attack if your guy's 20 or more, which is very easy to do for the most part, is better than just a high chance of launching an additional super. But the fact that Gogeta has the 50% chance to counter supers is really, really big. So as far as like for the main units, and by the way, also I didn't point this out, but their active skills also do the same thing. Ultimate damage, all attacks become critical hits. Ultimate damage, all attacks become critical hits. And then the same exact conditions as well. The biggest other difference is obviously the links. So Gogeta's links are Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, Shocking Speed, GT, Saiyan Roar, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. The Blue Boys have Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, Warrior Gods, Godly Power, Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. So as far as like the standalone units are just based off of this, like just off the standalone units here, I would probably... The problem with this is that the units are literally like neck and neck, like close to each other as far as like being the best in the game, because they're like so super similarly built. They just do very slight little minute changes to them. But as far as like personally for me personally, I'm going for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta until I'm gonna keep summoning for him until I get him, and then eventually go for the Blue Boys after him. But as far as like the units on their own, judging the banners based off the new units in this case is not actually fair to really say, because the units are literally like neck and neck, like first, like literally tied up for each other, just like completely neck and neck. So there is that. But the other thing that we're going to go into next is the units that actually come along with them. So for the Gogeta, it's a Sin Shenron, and for the Blue Boys, it's a new Dragon Ball Super Brawley. So these units, I'll actually just kind of open up the tabs for them real quickly, just kind of see them. So these units are actually pretty good. So let me just wait for it to load real quickly. A second. So these units are actually like pretty damn good for being banner units for sure. So we'll start with actually Brawley, and then we'll go to Sin. So for Brawley, he raises attack and defense for 1 turn on a super attack, so that's not bad. He gets attack defense 180% and an additional attack defense 80% when performing a super attack. He disables enemy guard with 2 more Kaisers retained. Disabling enemy guard is a pretty garbage like mechanic, I'm going to be honest. It doesn't really help you much, so I don't really care about that. But he launches an additional super attack with 6 or more Kaisers retained, which is not bad, but there are like a lot of times where you're probably not going to be able to get 6, so that is unfortunately a thing. And then attacks effectively against all types when attacking an enemy whose HP is 80% or less. This is not the worst. It's unfortunate if he's like starting out, when they're starting out with full HP and he's on rotation. But that's not the worst though. 80% is pretty easy to knock him down to 80%. And then delivering the final blow to recover 26% HP at the end of the turn. So that's actually pretty good. So basically what this means, delivering the final blow basically means if Brawley kills the enemy, you recover 26% HP. Excuse me. So that is pretty nice. Let's go to that. And then we'll go to Sin Shenron real quickly. Oh, actually, well, hold up. Actually, we'll just go with links too. So his links are Saiyan Warrior Race, Prodigies, Saiyan Lineage, Berserker, Shocking Speed, Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle. Drawback with him, though, is just that he doesn't have many categories. You can see there's only 3, being Movie Bosses, Pure Saiyans, and Gifted Warriors. So, and his stats are not too bad, I'd say. For banner units, that's not too bad. And then we'll go to Shenron right now. So Shenron, same thing, raise attack and defense for 1 turn. His passive works differently though. He gets attack and defense 100% SR instead of 180. He randomly changes Kai-spheres of a certain type to Rainbow Kai-spheres. So this is a really, really big thing for him to do. Rainbow Orb changers are always going to be better than most units in the game. They're always going to be really good because of this, because creating Rainbow Orbs is such a fundamental like game changer for like most events, even like hard events, like even Red Zone. It can definitely be like a bit of a game changer for some units. So that's a really good ability to have. And Brawley does not have that ability, so you know that's why like getting that 6 or more Kai spheres to launch additional super might be a little hard for him sometimes. So there is that. So let's move that. But along with Shenron's passive, he gets an additional attack defense 50% with 2 more Kai spheres obtained, another 50% attack defense with 3 or more obtained, another 50% attack defense with 4 more Kai spheres obtained. He disables enemy guard with 5 or more. Nobody really cares about that. High chance of performing a critical hit with 6 or more Kai spheres obtained, and plus additional attack defense 70% when attacking, and high chance of launching an additional super with 7 or more Kai spheres obtained. Now the thing is, 7 is a lot, but the thing is with Shenron, he's creating Rainbow Orbs, so this is going to be really actually pretty easy for him to get 7 orbs. It's actually going to be pretty easy for him to do that. So as far as like kit wise, Shenron's definitely like passive wise, he's definitely built to get his full passive a lot easier than Brawley is. And another drawback is he shares with Brawley. He only has 3 categories: Shadow Dragon Saga, Inhuman Deeds, GT bosses. But his links are Brutal Beatdown, Big Bad Bosses, which really helps him, Shocking Speed, GT, Fear and Faith, Shadow Dragons, which is a really strong link, attack defense 20%, it's pretty much Big Bad Bosses, but for Shadow Dragons, and Fierce Battle. The other thing about this Shenron, if I'm correct, like I'll just pull it up real quickly, because I believe, I'm not 100%, so I'll just pull this up, but with physical Mega Shenron's EZA, I am very sure they have the exact same links if I'm correct. They have Brutal Beatdown, Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, GT, Fierce Battle, or Fear and Faith, I can't read, Shadow Dragons, and Fierce Battle. And if I'm correct, exactly, they literally have all 7 links the same. Brawley does not really have a really good best buddy, but Shenron does, because this guy, when he EZAs, is pretty damn good. So yeah, I'd say the Shenron, I think, takes the win on this one over the Brawley for sure, just because of also like the better consistency that this unit has. Unlike Brawley, Brawley is a bit more of an inconsistent unit because he's not creating orbs of any kind. So getting the 6 or more Kai spheres, it will be a bit hard sometimes. So yeah, unfortunately, I love Brawley, but I gotta give this one to Sin because he's just built to be more consistent, and that's, in this game, you know, in the grand scheme of things, more consistent units tend to be better. But now that we've gone over the 2 new units for each banner, let's go over the banners themselves. So we'll kind of close these out real quickly. So the biggest thing now is the banners themselves. Now this is like, I think, more important than actually looking at the new units, because these banners are really, really good. They literally, counting the new LR, each of them literally have 7 LRs, 6 of the 6 older LRs and then the new one, and then same thing for this, 6 older LRs and then the new one. But we have to all take this into account and see which one like is objectively looking a little bit better. So we'll go from Goku to Vegeta here, and then for this case Full Power Frieza to the physical Gogeta. So honestly, when it comes to Goku and Full Power Frieza, I actually honestly think that Full Power Frieza takes that cake on this one, because I've been using Goku quite a bit. I only have like 1 dupe in him, so maybe this is why, but I've noticed that Goku does not start out defensively amazing, and it's in events like Red Zone, Super Battle Road, and like especially like Extreme Super Battle Road, he will struggle the first turn that he's there. If he has not done 2 supers, he will struggle when it comes to taking damage. He will take a lot of damage. Full Power Frieza though, I've noticed also the other thing about Namagoku, by the way, is that he does not have a 200% lead yet. Don't know why. Part of me thinks that they're being really careful to give him one, but at the same time, he definitely needs a 200% lead, defensively speaking. But full power Frieza, the biggest thing is that he can start out defensively really good. Like on a 200% lead with like one support, he can have like, with all links at level 10, he can have like 300k defense, like close to 300k defense. And it's really, really phenomenally good that he can do that, because he'll be really good turn 1 defensively. He'll be really good. And as long as you can get those 18k supers, he will keep raising that defense. The only drawback with Frieza is that he does lose 100% of his attack and defense buff from his passive, I believe, after 6 turns have elapsed from battle. So unfortunately, that is like a weakness for him. But I still think, just like in the grand scheme of things, like considering the biggest fact that turn 1, he's just defensively much better than Namagoku, I think that he definitely takes the cake over Namagoku for sure. Now, for MUI Goku and Blue Evolution Vegeta, there is not much of an argument that I gotta put here. They literally, I'm pretty sure everyone knows this, but they literally went head over heels to make sure MUI Goku was better. And the biggest shaft for Vegeta is the fact that he's in Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, yet he does not have the Link Super Saiyan. That right there literally shows that they wanted MUI Goku to be better. Vegeta's defensively is also just not that good compared to MUI Goku. His Vegeta's total of like what, 30 or like 40% damage reduction is just really garbage, especially because he doesn't raise defense on passive, he doesn't raise it on super attack, so that is really bad. MUI Goku at least gets like, I think, a 30% defense buff within the turn every time he dodges, so that's really good. But and then he has a 70% chance to dodge, which is good, even though I don't like dodge personally. It is still good that it's 70%, so definitely MUI Goku takes the cake for sure. Buhan and Vegito is actually a tough one. Vegito used to be like, everyone would consider him better than Buhan, but I think primarily because of like Red Zone, Buhan actually looks LR Buhan actually looks a little bit better than LR Vegito. And the biggest reason is because LR Vegito, like, there's just no way of going around this. He cannot take damage. That's his drawback. He offensively is so amazingly good. He can do so much damage, but the guy cannot take damage. That's the problem. He can dish out damage, but he's like a glass cannon. He cannot take damage. And his base defense is also a bit low for an LR. It's like about like 10,000 or something like that. So it's actually pretty, like rainbowed out. So it's actually pretty low for an LR. So Buhan infinitely raises, in his 18 Buu tanks, infinitely raises defense, so you can stack his defense, and then when you get him to Buhan, he gets big bad bosses, and then his base passive buff for defense becomes higher, goes to 150, from like 120 to 150. So not to mention he has a lot of links that give defense boosts, like Majin and all that stuff. So yeah, I'd definitely say Buhan honestly takes the win on this one, because in the grand scheme of things, defensively, he is going to be able to take hits, and Buhan's damage is also still really good. It's still really damn good. So he can also launch additional super in the same turn from his passive, so that's good. So I do think Buhan is just a little bit better than Vegito now. Now, for, obviously this is completely unfair, but the LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku and LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, because of their easy A, completely trounce LR Blue Gogeta and LR Blue Vegito. They just there's just no competition. They just easily trounce them. But once these two get their easy A, it probably will be different, but give me 1 second. Okay, I apologize about that. There's a little something I had to tend to, but no worries. But yeah, so like I was saying, like when the blue fusions get their easy A, they will probably definitely Well, actually, I don't know about definitely, but I'll say there's a chance that they might be better than the Super Saiyan 4s. But as terms of like currently at the time, due to their EZA, the Super Saiyan 4s easily trounce the Blue Fusions for sure. And speaking of trouncing, which is very unfair, Int LR Vegeta has a way better EZA than physical LR Gogeta does. They literally just shafted Gogeta on his EZA, and it's literally not fair. And when the time comes for his EZA, I'll like do like a video like breaking them down and like talking about it. But I'm kind of just gonna go like a little quick thing over it for now. But for now, I would just say, Vegeta definitely takes the win for sure, and it's really, really biasedly unfair that they did that. But okay, it's cool with it, I guess. Then the biggest difference for these banners, though, for me personally, that really just kind of like sets the nail on like which banner is like objectively looks better, is the two end units that are not LRs. So for the blue boys, or I guess here in this case we'll call them the red boys, it's the Int Super Saiyan 2 Goku that goes to Super Saiyan 3, and the Tech Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta that goes into Majin Vegeta. And for the Gogeta banner, or the Super Saiyan 4 Goku Vegeta banner, it is the GT Super Saiyan Goku and the Int GT Super Saiyan Vegeta. Now, the biggest thing here is that the Super Saiyan 2 Goku and the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, they're not bad. I wouldn't really call them good anymore, but they're not bad still. But the problem with them is that they literally, like, if I just, like, pull up, like, because they came at the same time, these units literally came out in 2020. They came out for Global 2020 2 years ago. I am 90% so I'm 100% certain, actually. Like, I'm gonna say 100% that like at least 90% of people that have been playing this game since 2020 and have had their account since 2020 literally at least have one copy of these units, if not rainbowed or with dupes. They at least have one copy of them. And the biggest drawback of these two is, like I said, I wouldn't consider them good units, but they're not bad either. They're like, I'd say decent. They're like in the middle. But the biggest thing here is that this other biggest thing compared to them is that the GT Super Saiyan Goku and the GT Super Saiyan Vegeta are literally still relevant, while these two sadly are just, I would not really call them relevant anymore, unfortunately, even under 200% leads. I wouldn't call them relevant units right now. They definitely are in need of an EZA, for sure, unfortunately. But these two are still relevant. Now, Vegeta is more relevant than Goku because of the fact that Vegeta defensively does not get stunted if you're not running a GT hero team, while Goku does get stunted if you're not running a GT hero team, because he gets additional 50% defense on passive for each GT hero ally in the turn, and Vegeta gets 50% attack. So his attack gets slightly stunted, but honestly, at the end of it, like, I've used a non-GT hero team with this Vegeta, 200% lead with the Int Majin Vegeta lead, and he still can do like 5 million on his own. So he's still really, really good. Both these units are still really good, and the biggest thing also is that they create rainbow orbs, which is so, like I said with the Shenron, that is such a fundamental thing for units to do. That instantly makes units more valuable. And you know, the Super Saiyan 2 Goku and Vegeta, unfortunately, don't do that. So that's also another thing. So as far as, like, banner-wise, just, like, kind of looking at this from both banners, objectively speaking, or I guess, like, I'll probably just put this from, like, my perspective here. I would probably say that the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta banner, like, even though it sounds biased for me because I'm a diehard Super Saiyan 4 fan, like, I'll live and die breathing, you know, breathing the statement that Super Saiyan 4 is my favorite form. But as biased as it may sound, I think objectively this banner is a little bit better just because of, like, the LR Super Saiyan 4 is getting their EZA, Int Vegeto's EZA being better than physical Gogeta's EZA, then the two GT Super Saiyans down here just being way better than the two Super Saiyan 2s down here. And then Shenron, honestly, being not really better than, I wouldn't necessarily say better than Brawley, but being more consistent than Brawley. That's the biggest thing. I would say he's more consistent of a unit. So I would say objectively, from my point of view, I don't know if, I guess it's subjectively, I guess, but from my point of view, the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta banner is more worth it. But as far as, like, I guess, like, the quote-unquote question, who should you summon for? I guess to, like, just to put the answer that probably everyone's probably most people are probably expecting to hear, is that it is entirely up to you. It is very subjective. It is very subjective in terms of who you have rainbowed and don't have rainbowed. And between the new LRs, who do you like more? If you like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta more, like me, you might go on this banner first and then go to the Blue Boys. If you like the Blue Boys more, which is totally understandable, for sure. I fucking love that unit too, and I definitely want them. But you want them more than Gogeta, you'll probably go on this banner first. And then it also, like, on the units other than them, it also depends on who you have rainbowed. Like, for example, I have AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku rainbowed. I have 3 dupes of Vegeta, 3 dupes of Vegeto, 3 dupes of both of Vegetos, actually. And I have the in Super Saiyan Vegeta rainbowed. I cannot use him. Goku have no dupes, but Vegeta I can't use him. He's rainbowed. I even have an extra copy of him, actually. So I can't use these 2 units right here. Some people, though, may not have Super Saiyan 4 Goku. They may not have this GT Goku, or GT Vegeta, excuse me. So, or they may have them with no dupes. So, definitely they might want to go in this banner more. Or, like, for example, for the Blue Boys banner, I have 2 dupes of Buhan, 2 dupes of Full Power Frieza. I have, I believe, 2 dupes of Gogeta. I have no dupes of Vegeto, no dupes of MUI. So, for, like, dupes-wise, you know, the Blue Boys banner would be the better choice for me because I don't have anyone rainbowed here, so there's no, like, as I call them, landmines for me to trip. But with the Gogeta banner, there are 2 landmines because I have them rainbowed, so I literally cannot use them. I literally can't use them. There's just no point to it. I would just have to have extras at that point. But yeah, that's the biggest thing, though. That's like the biggest answer, like to kind of like not shorten the video instead of just saying at the beginning. I'll just say at the end, but. It definitely depends on up to you. It's totally up to you for like the new unit, for in terms of like what you have rainbowed and stuff like that. It's totally up to you. Totally up to you. And I'm not gonna like tell people who they should summon for. That's not what this is about. I'm not trying to tell people, oh, you should summon for Gogeta, or maybe you should summon for the Blue Boys, or maybe you should summon for the other units on a banner. You know, that's better for you. No, that's not the point here. My point for right now is just to kind of just give like a bit of insight from my point of view, just like how I see things, because I've been playing this game for 7 years now, ever since. So I definitely could say that I know a bit about this game for sure. So yeah, I just wanted to give my bit of my insight on this, and I will definitely be for sure making a video for like when their banners drop, when the anniversary starts, literally next week. So definitely we'll be doing all that, and then like going into details like for when the Super Saiyan 4 EZAs come out, when the Fusion EZAs come out. I'll definitely go into more details for those. But for now, that's going to be it for the video. That is pretty much just like my prospect on these banners and how I see them and weigh them out. But if you guys did like the video, be sure to blast that like button with every fiber of your both fused and non-fused power. And if you guys do enjoy what you're watching, definitely feel free to hit that little subscribe button and hit that little notification so you can see my future videos, because I will definitely try my best to be posting a lot more. I know I haven't been posting quite a bit for quite recently, but I will definitely try and get back on that grind once again. So if you guys definitely are interested in seeing more videos, feel free to subscribe, hit that notification symbol, and with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Stay cool and stay Dokkan out.